Yo! Now one thing in Craftopia you can't go without is potions, especially since the release of Boss Rush Dungeons. So I hopped in the lab and set out on an automatic potion farm that pushes the limit. Now if this guide does help you, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below with any help that you may need or what farm you want to see next. Remember to join the Discord, all the links are down below, but let's do this. Now before we get started, this farm can be built on any platform. However, Game Pass has a floor limit of 32 items. This means you can have a total of 16 planters. If you are on Steam, it will depend on your item floor limit setting. Each planter will produce 2 resources, so take some time to work out which potions you want to prioritize. For me personally, I want to automate hell resistance, freeze resistance, poison resistance, and stamina. Now you may be wondering why not heat resistance? That's because that would require chilies, which would mean incorporating a chili farm and a multi-sling and reloading the seeds. I would rather just use hell resistance because it's not like we're gonna run out. Anyway, if you are on Game Pass and you're using 16 planters, make sure you have the correct amount of each resource needed. Remember, you get 2 resources for each planter. So for my desired potions, I would need red herbs, hell peppers, yellow herbs, detoxifying mushrooms, blue herbs, and snowmint. So that's 6 planters used up. So I'll double up to use 12 and put yellow in the remaining 4 because I have a stamina drinking problem. But of course, if you are on Steam, go crazy with it. Now I hope that made sense. It is required for this build and you will see exactly why. But enough about seeds, let's get on with the build. For this build, you are going to need a few floors, walls, and slopes. You can use any. I like to use glass, quarter floors and quarter walls, 1 conveyor belt, 1 large container, some planters, 1 reaper, 1 sprinkler, 9 craft connectors, 1 absorber, 18 droppers, 9 potion workbenches, and the seeds you wish to plant. So I recommend building this on an empty island, or on the small ominous island so it continues to run while you do boss rush. And we're going to start by placing a conveyor belt 1 off the floor. Now we're going to bring out our quarter floors and we're going to place them at the end of the conveyor belt. So it looks something like this. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the conveyor belt so we know exactly where the end of the conveyor belt is. So now we're going to equip our quarter walls and we're going to add them to the ends of our quarter floors so that it looks something like this, and we're going to put our quarter floors on the top. So we should have half a box just like this. Now we're going to bring out our conveyor belt again, and now when we place it in, we'll see that we can't get it in. So we're just going to bring it over to the left and we're going to do the merge tactic to just merge the build in. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring it over like so, and as it crosses, we're going to click and it should go in place just like so. I have a full guide on merging builds if you need some help with that. And we're going to place a slope above just like so. Now go ahead and place a floor behind so we can stand up on top. So this is where we're going to send in some planters. Now we've worked out already how many of each seed we need. So we're going to take the planters and we're going to gridlock them, rotate them round, and have them exactly in the middle of the conveyor belt. And I'm going to send 2 in. I'm then going to equip my red herb seeds and I'm going to put that in those first 2 planters. Now I'm going to go back to the start and I'm going to repeat that process for my next seeds. So I'm going to send another 2 in, bring out the hell peppers, and I'm going to plant the next 2 with the hell peppers. Now I'm doing 6 yellow, so I'm going to send in 6 planters. And finally, come on over here and throw in my yellow seed. Now I'm going to send in 2 for my detoxifying mushrooms. Now detoxifying mushrooms actually grow faster than your normal seed. So if you want to, you can just put 1 of those and it will keep running. I just like to put a little bit extra. And 2 more for the blue herbs. And finally the last 2, and that's going to be for my snowmint. So that is all 16 planters. But again, if you are on Steam, do this exact same process, but for as many planters and seeds as you like. So now we can go ahead and remove the conveyor belt, which will trap those planters in place. And we're going to equip a floor. We're going to ungridlock it, and we're going to bring it down so that it is underneath the bottom of these quarter floors. So we want it lined up, but we don't want it above like that. We want it below. We're going to place that down right there. Now we can remove the slope above, and we're going to equip our reaper. We're going to bring it down and we're going to get it as close to the bottom quarter floors as we can, but we don't want it to hook up on the edge. So we're going to place it and we're going to watch for it to go down. If it goes up like that, we've placed it wrong. So we're going to pick it back up. I recommend using a retrieving rod for this. It will make it a hell of a lot easier. So let's try again. Let's give it a little bit more gap this time. Place it down. That should go down. There we go. Now it's in the right position. And as you can see, the bottom of the Reaper is borderline touching the bottom quarter floors. That's how we know it's going to be close enough. So now we can go ahead and we can place our slope back in, and we're going to bring in our large container, and we're going to place it on the end just like so. And that will allow all of our herbs to be collected. So this is where we're going to use our craft connectors. So we're going to come up top up here, and we're going to place down 3 craft connectors along the front of our large storage container. Now you're going to need as many craft connectors as potions you are going to be making. So right now I'm making 4 different types of potions, but I'm making multiple of each. So be sure to place down as many craft connectors as you think you might need for your setup. And we're going to bring in our potion brewing stands. Now I'm going to rotate this round, and I'm going to place it above our 3 craft connectors. So you should have something that looks like this. Now if you see underneath, they will all connect. So that is now working to each of these brewing stands. So now we're going to go behind the 3 we've just placed, and we're going to put down 3 more. So we're going to go 1 there, 1 here, and 1 here. But now we're going to bring in some quarter floors and just place them 1 level above, just so it gives a bit of space so that these brewing stands will be slightly higher than the brewing stands in front. We're going to bring out the potion brewing stand again, rotate it round, and we're going to place it above, and the craft connectors underneath will actually connect through and allow us to also set these ones to work as well. And we're going to do that same process again. So I'm going to place down 3 back here, 1 there and 1 there. I'm going to bring in our quarter floors again, place them 1 above. So now we should have something that looks like this. We're going to bring in our potion brewing stands again, and we're going to place down another 3. Now you can make this fit even better if you want to push it to the max, but this is just a nice easy way to build it. So we're going to place down all 3. Now what we can now do is now we have to place our droppers on, and that's the reason why we wanted them lifted above each other, so that it's a nice clean shot forward, and we can also collect in the same large container. So we're going to bring out our droppers, we're going to come on down, and we're going to place 2 on each. Now we're going to try and get them towards the middle of each of these potion brewing stands, just to make sure that it's shot with the most accuracy. So we're going to place 2 down on each, and we're going to do this for every single one of these potion workbenches. So there's the first 3 placed. Now the next 3, we're actually going to bring them up a little bit, just to make sure they shoot over the top of the first potion brewing stands, just so that we don't get anything getting stuck. If anything does get stuck, then just go round and replace them. And finally, the last 3, so we're going to bring it over towards the middle again, nice and high, and we're going to place down our 2, put 2 on this middle one, and 2 on this last one here. So now that's all the potion brewing stands pushing all the way back to the front. So now we're going to have to go through each of these brewing stands and set them to automatically make the potion that we want. So we're going to open up our first potion brewing stand. Now I want this one to be hell potions. So I'm going to press that one, press infinite, and set it to auto craft. And now into the second one, and I'm going to set this one to do our poison resistance, set it to infinite, and set that to go as well. Now this third one, we're going to do this for freeze resistance, infinite, auto craft. Now we're on to our next row, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a stamina, auto craft. I'm actually going to put another stamina on an auto craft, and we're going to put another stamina because I put so many in here. Now for these back 3, the first one I'm going to set to another poison because the detoxifying mushrooms are so much faster than the other herbs, so I'm just going to make sure that that removes any extra. And I'm actually going to do the same for the next one as well, just to make sure. And finally, I'm going to put the last one as a hell resistance, just because I use a lot of hell resistance. So there we go, those are all set up. So now I'm going to come up the top of the slope up here. I'm going to bring in some walls, and I'm just going to place them around like so, just to make sure nothing gets wasted, nothing gets stuck. Now just to be sure all of this gets collected correctly, I'm going to equip an absorber, and I'm going to place it inside this large container. So I'm just going to come on inside, and I'm going to place it down just like so. This will mean all of the loot that falls down and all of the herbs are automatically collected in. And the final step, I'm going to equip our sprinkler, and I'm going to send it into the large container. When that waters, all of them will go, and we are off. Now what you will see happen here is you will see the herbs fully grow, the Reaper cut them, it gets absorbed into the chest, craft connected up, shot back out, and put back in. So all of the herbs that go in end up as potions. So I'm just going to place down a second floor here to ensure I can get to the storage of the large container, and we're going to wait for our Reaper to go off. So there we go. The Reaper goes off and it cuts the detoxifying mushrooms. Now, the detoxifying mushrooms are a lot faster than the others, as I said. That's why we have extra poison down. So we're just going to chill now and wait for the rest of the herbs to fully grow before we can see a full rotation. If you wish to make any changes to your planters at all once they're in there, it's very simple to do. You can just come around the back here, pick up the reaping machine, pick up the planters and redo what you wanted in. You don't need to redo all this process again, but just be sure to set the right workbenches to auto craft the potions that you want. So now as you can see, all of our planters are fully grown. We're going to wait for our Reaper to go off here, and that's going to send all of the herbs inside our large container. So there the Reaper goes, cuts it, everything goes on inside, nothing's stuck, and now all of our benches are going to get to work, and there we go, we have a flow of potions coming out. Now if you happen to get any potions stuck at all, just make some adjustments to your droppers or anything like that. But, as you can see, we got one stuck there. So we're just going to make that very simple. We know that came from our top back one here. So we're going to remove the 2 droppers out here. And I'm just going to replace them a little bit more to the right as far as we can and bring them up a little bit. And I'm going to place them both down on there. It got collected anyway, but there we go. Now we're going to need a little bit of backup here to ensure that these keep going. So we're just going to leave this to run and this will automatically craft our potions for us. Now, of course, if you are on Steam, you can have this as a constant flow. This one is, of course, made to Game Pass's limit. But as we finish up this guide, let's hop over to the Steam build. Now, I really hope this guide helped you. If it did, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below with any help that you may need or what farm you want to see me do next. Now, I do also have an advanced version of this farm where the entire farm is inside the large container. So, of course, if you guys want the advanced version, let me know. But this is a nice compact version that would keep you fully stocked with potions. Please do join the Discord. All the links are down below. But most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!